Section 8-1. 8-1, is that what we're in? 8-1. This is called sorry, don't erase that, sorry. This is called zero and negative exponents. So, what you gotta know, exponents. I should have used that change to tool, but that's okay. So, if you see something like, for instance, I'm gonna look at my notes over here. If I see something like 3 to the, it's writing invisible. 3 to the 1 power. Do you guys remember what that means? What's 3 to the 1 power equal? That's just 3, right? It's 3 times itself. 3 to the 2 power, what's that equal to? 9. 9, you know that, right? That means 3 times 3. But what does 3 to the 0 mean?
0.
It ends up being 1, okay? And anything raised to the 0 power is 1. So you could write that. So what do you think that 2 to the 0 power is? 1. What do you think that 3.758 raised to the 0 power is?
1.
1, that's right. What do you think that pi raised to the 0 power is? 1. How about negative 3 raised to the 0 power?
Negative 1.
Yeah, this is, you got to be careful, okay, because this says take 3, raise it to the 0 power, and then make it negative. Okay, so this is equal to negative 1, but this, negative 3 raised to the 0 power, that's equal to positive 1. So you got to be careful, because this says take this, raise it to the 0 power, and then make it negative. This says take negative 3, and since anything raised to 0 power is 1, that's equal to 1. So that's a little bit confusing. Okay? So I'm going to write a, and that's it. Okay? Anything raised to the 0 power for every non-zero number, I should write the word 0, shouldn't I? Hold on. For every non-zero number, okay, you should take notes.
Hey, you guys, I was just going to say that too. There's some of you that are not taking notes. This is good information. These examples and stuff are good to have. It'll help you with your homework. So pull out some paper.
A to the 0 equals 1. Yeah, you should be writing this stuff down. New chapter, easier chapter. Yeah, if you have something like 0 to the 0, that's not a non-zero number. That's not equal to 1. So this, you get this a lot when you take higher level math classes. It's called the indeterminate form, but we're really not worried about that. So
Wait, does that say a to the 0?
for every non-zero number a to the 0 equals 1. Does anyone know what you do with negative exponents? 2 to the negative 5. Anyone know what that's equal to? It's not 25, it's not 32. What this means, okay, if you see a negative exponent, it doesn't mean a negative number. It means 1, this is equal to, and it just is the way that people set up the math to make sure it works, or the math guys, okay? They set this as, this means 1 over 2 to the positive 5th power. So if you see a negative exponent, you just put it 1 over the same base. This is called the base, okay, up here. And this is called the exponent. Exponent. Anything raised to a negative power, you just put that over 1 and put it down here, okay?
Because you're making it happy. It's happy being positive.
It's happy being positive. Likewise, if you were to see a number on the bottom that's negative, so if you see 1 over 2 to the negative 3rd, okay, that's equal to, you bring it upstairs and make it positive. That's equal to plain old 2 to the positive third. Okay? So if it's negative on the bottom, you bring it up top and make it positive. If the exponent is negative on the top, you bring it to the bottom and make it negative. Okay? So they'll say something like simplify. Simplify.
And surely you must really do take care of those negative exponents before you do anything else.
Take care of those negative exponents because we don't want to feel negative. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to write this as what? 1 over 2 to the 4th. Anyone know what 2 to the 4th is? That means 1 over 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And AJ correctly said that that's equal to 1 over 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which is 1/16. Okay? So that's what it means by simplify, is write it as a fraction without any exponents, if you can. Okay? So, for every non-zero number, here's another rule. So here's rule 1. Rule, we'll call it rule 1. For every non-zero number a to the 0 equals 1. For rule 2, don't play in traffic. Okay? Rule 2. No, that's not what rule 2 says. It says for every, did I write every? I did. Every non-zero number, non-zero number a, no, it's some a to the negative n is equal to 1 over a to the positive n. This is rule number 2. Okay, for every non-zero number a, if you have a negative exponent, you just bring it downstairs and make it positive. And there's reasons for that we'll see as we go along, but really it's just stuff that makes the math work. Okay? So now we're going to do some problems. Okay? What is, let's do one more example. What's negative 2? What's negative 2? Now let's quit with the 2's already. Example.
-5.
Let's do -5. Thank you, Fred. -5 raised to the negative third. And they say simplify. Who can tell me what that's going to be? Well, you bring it downstairs, so you could write it as 1. You could actually leave this negative, I would leave the negative sign up top. So that's -1 over 5 to the third. Because when you have a negative sign upstairs like that, it's really like having -1 times 5. So who knows what 5 to the third power is? What's 5 times 5?
25.
Times 5 again? No.
125.
125, right? So that's equal to -1 over 5 times 5 times 5, which is equal to -1 over 125. Did you get that?
Yeah.
Sorta? Maybe? Yes? All right.
So you can always switch the negative.
Have to make it order. All right. So if you see something like this, what they want you to do is when they say simplify, they mean write it without any negative exponents. Anyone know how to do that? What could I do with that y?
Just put it
Bring it downstairs. Okay, stop squishing the water bottle. Bring it downstairs and make it positive. That's what it means by simplify. Do that. What if I had something like 3 over x? Why did I write 3? I meant x, right? 3 over x to the -4th y simplify? Who can tell me how I write that without any negative exponents?
Just put the X between the 3 and the 1.
What can I do with this -4? Max,
Yeah.
what can I do with this -4?
Put it downstairs.
It already is
Go
downstairs.
upstairs.
Bring it upstairs, right? 3x to the 4th. And this is already positive on the bottom, so I'm going to leave this on the bottom. So that's what they mean by simplify. Okay? What? Oh! Okay. Then you're going to see a couple ones that say like this. Evaluates. Look, I only have 2 more examples and then we'll be done. Thank goodness. Okay? Evaluates. So they have 3m squared. 3m squared t to the -2 for m equals 2. M equals 2 and t equals -3. So what evaluate means is plug in. Okay? So what I would do first is I would simplify it and then I would plug it. Okay? Who can tell me how I can simplify this? Tony, can you tell me? Wait! Other than this side of the room. Who over on this side of the room can tell me how to simplify this? Before I plug in, I want to simplify it. Which one?
The -2.
T, and change it into a T. Izzy,
What does that say?
that's a 3.
Oh, okay.
That's a 3. M, T, whoops, M squared, T what? Squared, right? And now I'm going to plug in 2 for M and -3 for T. So what I have is 3 times 2 squared. And you've got to put these things in parentheses. Over -3, you have to be really careful because you have to put this in parentheses and then square. What's 3 times 2 squared on the top? What's 2 squared? 4. What's 3 times 4? 12 goes on the top. What's -3 times -3? It's not negative 9, it's positive 9. Okay? So that's why you have to be really careful with the parentheses. You gotta make sure when you plug in, you put things in parentheses like that. And then this reduces. What number goes into both 12 and 9? 3 goes into 12 how many times?
4.
4 times. And 3 goes into 9 how many? 3. So that would be your final answer. Okay? And if you want to change it into 1 1/3, that's good too. Okay? Your try. And then you guys, oh wait. How about this one? Simplify. There we go. Evaluate. Evaluate. If you get the right answer, I'll give you $100. Okay?
For real?
Promise? I give you valuable participation points. N to the -3, W to the 0, okay, W to the 0, for N equals -2, and W, and W equals 5. My thing's running out of juice. Running out of ink. W sets of 5. Let me try that again.
I thought you said you're never going to do this anyway.
W equals 5. You guys try it. Anything raised to the 0 is 1, right? So W to 0, it doesn't matter what I plug in, right? That just turns into 1 over N to the +3. And then, I don't think you got that right, Fred. I have to take that and I have to plug that in here. Good?
Yeah.
So that's equal to 1 over, this means -2 times -2 times -2.
When it's in front.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter, because Max,
Yeah.
it's not. What's negative 2 times negative 2?
4
Times negative 2 again is? Negative 8. So the answer is
Small problem.
1 over negative 8, or just negative 1/8. Alright? So that's kind of a tricky one. Okay? Because when you raise something to an odd power and it's negative, it ends up being a negative number. If it's to an even power and you raise it, and it always ends up being positive. Okay?